Tired of the same old breakfast? We got you. Because here, we believe breakfast should be fun. Spacey's all-day breakfast menu. Food so good, it's out of this world.
Mostly whoops. You guys are free to go to wherever you want to go. You want to go to the ship?
Yeah, we're going on the ship.
You want to go to the ship?
Shit.
Let's go to the ship.
Got big comfy beds there, surrounded by our stuff. Staff of, what is it, miracle healing on the wall, so.
Zib is very concerned about the potentiality of being canceled for using holy water.
It is kind of a big deal, you're learning.
Zib, if anyone questions you, just tell them that I did it. Everyone would believe a Vesk used holy water in a combat situation.
That's actually a good point.
Be unheard of.
Yeah. Okay.
I can be canceled. I will just become more popular among my people.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Oh, man. So you guys make your way back to the Space Wave Maiden. On it is Shepard and Jin Derseer. Jin is making her rounds, making sure now that like the Maiden has been breached once. Jin has she has doubled down and recommitted to all of her duties. Shepard is currently plugged into the Space Wave Maiden. He is browsing the infosphere, and you can see what he's doing on the vid screens. And it's not nasty. It's not nasty. Get out of here.
I think to Clara, being of a similar makeup as Shepard, seeing the insides of an android, I think kind of skeeves her out a little bit.
Here's the thing. The insides of an android are remarkably similar to the insides of a person. Because, androids still need to eat. And
there's just milk in there.
But I think it just seeing the insides of a robot just makes her think about her own insides too much, and that kind of skeeves her out.
Shepard is browsing the infosphere, and you see that he is just downloading a copy of Eox's internet right now. That's what a lot of ships do.
Downloading the whole internet?
Yeah, you download their internet. That's what you do, because you can't get internet from Castrovel when you're on Eox. It's too far away. So you basically they're every time you land, you're getting an updated information infosphere packet. And that's how you browse.
Clara puts a blanket over Shepard.
No, Shepard hears you guys come in, and he unhooks himself. And he does it super slowly and looks at you guys the whole time while he does it. Eventually, he stands up and he points at Pax, and he goes, "Starfighter Pax, you need healing. Starfighter Zib, you need healing. Starfighter Pax, is there something wrong with you?"
I lost a
We
fight.
don't have enough time to discuss what's wrong with Pax.
Wait, what? There's nothing. I'm just hurt.
Shepard walks up to you and does a tricorder scan with his hand, and he waves it over your body, and he goes, "Oh, you have contracted ghoul fever. That is not unheard of, considering our location. Follow me." And
someone did bite me.
Oh. And then in a very uncharacteristically snide way, Shepard suddenly leans in and goes, "Was it good?"
Not good enough.
Oh.
But I did bite them back. Wait,
that's
no,
great.
I did not bite them back. I should have bit them back.
Next time. And he leads you on to the. You guys don't really have a med bay, but you do have an area that you guys can kind of. Let's go back to the ship real quick. Let's look at your spaceship.
I had a question about the ship, because it looks like to the left, or I guess on the port side, there is a holographic room.
Yeah, that's you guys.
Holodeck.
It has a holodeck. Yeah.
Holodeck?
Holodeck.
I mean, that breaks all reason. That's our med bay. Just all of a sudden, it's a holographic med bay. It's the room of requirement, except not problematic.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, but you can only get like pretty you only get like really mid medical care there.
Well, like you'd think the tools would have to come from somewhere else, but like a medical bay with scanners and stuff could.
It would have scanners. Yeah. It would have beds. Right. So like it couldn't like synthesize cures or anything, but it could function as a purely mechanical. Like here, lay down.
Got curtains.
Yeah.
Clean room. Like curtains.
So sure, we'll say that you guys go to the holographic medical bay in your spaceship. You are going to have to, let me look up how many spells Shepard has. He should be about the same level as you guys.
Did you remember to level him up?
I'm not sure. We're going to find out. He's at least level 5, so that'll be fine.
As long as he can do 31 points of healing, I'm happy.
So he's going to start out and use a resolve point to do healing channel. As a full action, he is going to gather you guys all around him, and he puts his hands together and he uses a resolve point to summon a healing burst that will heal all of you guys for 4d8. So let me roll that for you real quick.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay, so let me roll that for you real quick.
It's terrible.
Okay, so you guys get 13 plus 5. You all get 18 hit points back.
Hooray!
Shepard uses a resolve point. So, Pax, how many you got left?
What do we got? Out of 48, 13.
So you need 13. All right, so he's going to use his healing touch ability. He takes 10 minutes to kind of put you on this scanner, and while you're being scanned, he also starts to treat you for ghoul fever. He'll have to make a check, and you'll have to make a check to see if you can beat it.
Just showing him pictures of ghouls, and my heart rate rises. He zaps me.
Exactly. You regain 25 hit points.
All right, topped off.
Gives him Baker's long.
Did anybody understand what that meant?
Baker's lung is a disease that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, like coal miner's lung, but for bakers, like getting flour in your lungs?
Yeah.
Yep.
I just think it would be funny if the bug just got some kind of weird and antiquated old-timey disease, like farmer's rot.
Are you just looking up old-time diseases?
Yes, I am.
Well, I also want to look up old-time diseases.
Yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah, you don't need to do anything. So you and Clara are just in the other room, like looking up diseases that don't exist anymore, or like only exist on underdeveloped planets.
That's in our holographic med bay because it's so shitty. It has all these outdated textbooks.
Hey, are any of you guys having issues with Black Dog? Which is apparently just another word for depression.
Got wagon elbow.
Pax, I need you to make a fortitude saving throw, and you get to add a +4 to it. 17. So you and Shepard work together in the holodeck medical bay with outdated. It looks like the medical. It looks like the Iosefka's medical clinic from Bloodborne, because that's the only thing I know. I don't even know if I said her name right. So there's a bunch of just like there's a bunch of like really sharp objects, and Shepard takes all of them and tries to cut the bad blood out of you, gives you the good blood, and you had beaten ghoul fever.
Hooray!
Thank you for taking my bad blood.
We need the nicest of and rustiest of saws to get all that bad blood out. Nothing gets the phlogiston out like a nice rusty nail.
Fear the old blood.
Okay. So you guys should be back to full health, basically. Yep. You're all there.
Oh, we probably should have told Jen that shit's gone bad and people are probably gonna go try and key the ship or something.
Because she neglected her duties as security. We are going to garnish her next wages.
You guys are so mean to Jin.
And has to fill out this paperwork.
Until I feel like she's karmically paid back being a cop, we're gonna be mean to her.
Are you guys putting her on a corporate improvement plan?
Yeah, there's a performance.
That's what it's called. I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, so she sighs and kind of like goes back to her duties and like you see her get a bunch of stuff out of the supply closet that is just like scratch and dent remover, and she has it piled up in the conference room and the engineering room ready to go for when it happens. You guys are free to do whatever it is you want. The next piece of information that you guys had was that you were to go investigate a Harrowblight, whatever that was.
Yeah, I want to research a little bit more about Harrowblights and their society, because I thought they were not sentient.
So you learned a lot about them already. What is your mysticism score?
9.
Okay. Well, you get to use the computer while you're here because you're in your spaceship that has a copy of the internet. So you are. Oh, or you could ask Shepard to do it.
Hey Shepard, what do you know about Harrowblights?
Before he tells you this, he looks at the four of you and he goes, "Why don't I get paid?"
Huh?
We paid him?
No, you don't.
Who?
Me, Shepard. Shepard gets a plus 13. So with a taking of a 10, he's going to get a 33. As he's waiting for your response, suddenly you see that the program he's running on his big computer that he jacks into, it returns a result of the Harrowblight, which I have to find, is on page 55.
Who taught my sweet boy about capitalism?
Probably Jen, because she's been going out in charge, and it will
Are the NPCs gonna
Fucking
unionize
stop.
against us? Cop unions aren't real unions.
Yeah, that's what's about to form. It's not a real union, it's a cop union.
So Shepard scores a 33 for his mysticism check because he uses, and it takes a long time as you guys are kind of like kicking around the ship and making sure that everything is safe and succinct. Shepard is doing this research for you. All right, so you're going to learn about the creature and you're going to be able to get 2 pieces of information. The pieces of information that you guys are allowed to learn are going to be limited to a couple things.
Raj had a bunch of questions. So they're sentient.
Yes,
right?
they're people.
Yeah. What are they afraid of? Like, what is...
Holy.
Are they immune to any types of damage?
Undead immunities, which
the
are
usual undead
the
immunities.
usual, yeah. They do not have any damage reduction though.
Okay.
They have pretty good saving throws, and they don't have one that's really like a dump. Their KAC is slightly higher than their EAC, and they're known to hop, like jump and leap across the battlefield, and then land next to somebody and cut them up with the bone spurs that are jutting out of their backs. Harrowblights.
So would they be?
Hmm?
So would
Yeah.
they be less effective indoors? If we fought them in a place with a ceiling and they can't jump as high, we'd be better off?
It's more of a thing that they can do and not a thing that they rely on.
Okay.
But it sucks for the sniper, basically.
Sorta.
We just
Additionally,
cutting tool.
they really just don't like anybody. They
Understandable.
are they're very, very, very misanthropic, compounded by the fact that they are also undead and unliving. They're pretty strong, but they luckily have no other immunities besides their undead immunities and do not have any significant damage reductions.
But they can be reasoned with?
They have an intelligence, yeah.
I think that's the important thing also.
How are Harrowblights created? Like you talked about how like specific kinds of death create certain kinds of undeath. Does it specify how Marrowblights are created?
They typically arise from brawny humanoids that were exposed to strange radiation or arcane energy that painfully warped their flesh at the moments of demise, creating hideous bone spurs that protrude from the creature's backs, cheeks, jaws, and shoulders.
So they're on purpose. No one accidentally becomes a Marrowblight, is what that's
Yeah. Let's take a step back. And you said brawny.
It stands to reason they're gonna talk with their fists and.
Yeah, that's just the Grey Hulk, right?
Yeah.
I know about comic books. I'm one of you guys. I'm just like you. Small Paw 3.
They are typically among the universe's most vicious and hateful undead, eschewing society and living creatures in particular.
So they're haters. Okay.
They're big life haters.
They're big, strong haters with spikes hanging out of their back, and we need to interrogate this one or talk to them.
Yeah.
Probably just fight.
it's too
Don't
bad.
worry
there's
about
not,
Probably
like,
just eliminate.
My diplomacy is so high, man. It's fine.
talk to us. We're gonna bring you back to life. Just walk in there with the defibrillator, like you fucker.
So yeah, that is what you guys learn about Marrowblights.
Do we have to resolve Shepard's paycheck? What is happening?
No, he seems to like he waits for an answer. He doesn't get one, and then he goes about telling you about Marrowblights and about how they're super dangerous.
Oh, I mean that was the correct answer. We should start paying Shepard after that.
Yeah.
Just slightly more than Jin gets.
One credit.
What is Shepard
exactly.
gonna do? One we paid Jin. Let's be fair.
Yeah,
we did pay Jin.
we did.
Yeah.
What is Shepard gonna use money for?
I mean, if it's approving the space main weight, like if he buys his boo a bunch of gear, that helps us, right?
Yeah.
Is it his boo? Is it? I thought it was like the same person.
I mean, okay. If he
Like
treats
Outlaw
himself,
Star.
Yeah, this isn't a Futurama episode.
Yeah, if he buys himself some snappy salmon shorts, like, okay.
That's
guess.
his right. That's his right.
yeah. As long as he doesn't paint the ship or rename it, I think we're fine.
Okay, we'll work this out offline. We have to go fight the.
It's a Harrowblight now.
Let's go kill a thing and discuss this afterwards.
I mean, we have like a whole walk to and from that little hut to discuss them.
Sure. You guys are going to have to go outside of the confines of the environmental protection dome.
You need to get worse? Oh man.
Yeah. You are going to have to leave the city to arrive at this, to travel to this place. But where you'll be traveling through is a wasteland. It is unhospitable for living creatures. That is why the undead live here. You guys will have to use your environmental protections. It's going to take you about 2 hours to get there. So it will take a number of charges equal to, I think, the hours that you travel to keep that up. One of the big things that they talk about when you are researching Eox is that since it doesn't have an environment anymore, it is blasted by radiation all the time. And there are also large areas of radiation that persist in the wasteland environment.
God, keeping the computers running on EX must be a nightmare.
Well, that's what the bubbles are for.
Well, at least
One
it's really
solar
cold.
storm knocks everything out.
Nah, it's magic. Shut up.
I don't care.
Yeah, they probably use necro-cyberware or something.
Yeah.
That's what the flesh pits are for.
Where's your suspension of disbelief, buddy?
Come on,
No,
man, you're
you're
a
right.
fucking
They're
wizard.
They're using neurogel net packs or something crazy like that, so they're fine.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So we've already established that the corpse fleet also has a vested interest in the stellar degenerator. They too want to blow up this. Would undead survive that sort of thing, or are they Gucci regardless of whether the sun gets blown up or not?
if they blow the sun up, it would explode and take out the whole solar system with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it depends on what the stellar degenerator actually does to the sun.
If the sun, I can't really think of a mechanical way that the sun, you could like turn it off without either making it disappear or exploding it.
So yeah, but like we know the cult of the devourer, they don't care about all life. If the sun, whatever happens to the sun happens to the sun, that's fine. We're all going to be dead. That's the point. But what vested interest would the corpse fleet have?
It is
in the stellar devourer. We don't know.
So I would say that you could surmise there would be two options. One, they use it as a ransom. They say, listen, we got this thing. This is what it does.
Do what we want.
It's that or you're gone. We'll just leave and go somewhere else. Like we'll go fuck somebody else up and come back and get it when it kills all of you. Or two, they can turn the sun off, which would kill most life, and then they could make everybody undead, and then that would be
one big undead party.
One big undead party, and that's how sentience and citizenship would persist.
I mean, the question about this would be like, hey, isn't this a Type 2 civilization, which would mean that we're getting all of our energy from the sun anyways? How are they going to replace the energy deficit if they just turn it off? Like, they're dead regardless.
Yeah, what's going to happen to all their solar panels?
Magic.
Okay, that's fair. That's right.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing about Starfinder is when you get to the nitty gritty of the scientific explanation of what is happening, and you're like, but all you got to do is just slip in a little magic, and it's fine.
If you don't know the answer to the technology question, it's magic, and if you don't know the answer to the magic question, it's technology.
Exactly. There's a couple lines in them describing the technology of Starfinder, and they're like, at some point, they both come into play in every part of life, whether it's from holding small pieces of machinery together so that they can work properly, like a gun, or so that they have used technology to capture magical essence to do the same exact thing but opposite. It just works. Don't question it, baby. Just pick the sword up and hit the guy. So you guys are having this conversation on your way to the Harrowblight's house. I have to rearrange some stuff. As you are walking through the wasteland, it is exactly that. There is nothing around. Every once in a while, you'll go up and down a small hill. You look out into the horizon and into the distance, and there's just nothing there. Every once in a while, you'll see like a clump of stuff, but it just turns out to be like a pile. It's the Eoxian equivalent of a tumbleweed, which is like loose flesh wrapped in like bone spurs.
There's a rib cage floating.
I hate this planet.
Everything that you see is decaying and inhospitable. You don't see any people, any citizens, while you guys are out. You're following the path, and eventually you start to come up a hill, and there is a deliberate path in where you're going. The path walks up a small hill a little bit. It's a rocky, sandy, featureless plain that kind of goes up and down. You get to the bottom of this deliberate path. You look up, and there is a structure that is clearly not made from the surrounding material. It looks squishy, but it also looks deliberate. Behind that structure is a gigantic creature.
Oh!
And now let me show you.
Hail and well met.
Bottom left of the screen. Walking around behind the shack up the hill is this gigantic creature. It is about 15 foot wide and 30 feet tall.
Wow.
It looks like this.
Oh no.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
And we can't shoot this with our ship?
That's what it looks like.
Because hitting this with the ship would be unsporting.
That's what its top looks like. It looks like kind of a deformed elephant up top with tusks and trunks and eyes, and it funnels down into 6 very spindly, very sharp legs that walk along the ground with surprising grace.
Yeah, it's the first thing I think when I see it.
Bigger than its own house?
It is. It is bigger than the house. Okay. So you guys are at the bottom of this little hill, looking up this clearly deliberate path to this shack. And behind the shack is this very large, imposing creature that is just kind of walking around.
Is that the Harrowblight?
That is not the Harrowblight.
Oh, thank God.
The Harrowblight is a creature that looks like a humanoid, and it has big spurs coming out of. I guess, yeah. It looks like a person. This does not look like a person.
Understood. I was confused.
Yeah, this looks like a truck with an elephant wrapped around it.
That's actually a pretty good description. It's a truck with an elephant in it.
The bone truck with an elephant in it.
So this is this creature is walking around behind the shack. You are clearly in the place that you were supposed to be, but there is also whatever the fuck this is.
I mean, it might just go. We wait, right?
It might.
Puppy.
I would like to announce my resignation from the Starfinder Society.
Not my clowns, not my circus, as it believes.
Do I even know what that thing is? How am I?
It would help if you wanted to make a recall knowledge check. Let me figure out what you'll have to roll.
Do I go?
I would love to recall some knowledge right about now.
Do I go insane from seeing shit like this? Like I don't know.
If you are trained in mysticism, you may make a recall knowledge check.
I sure am. Ooh. Thing is an elephant wrapped around a truck.
Oh,
very good. So in front of you, you do know what this is. This is a terrifying creature. This is what's known as an Eoxian. An Eoxian stands 50 feet tall and weighs upwards of 30 tons. It resembles a strange two-trunked elephant perched on incongruously narrow, stilt-like legs. Its stocky body is covered with horns and growths, and its skin is heavily blistered and cracked from the radiation it absorbs and stores within itself, making it appear perpetually raw and burned.
This thing must be in so much pain all the time.
While some of this radiation comes from the cosmic rays that bombard Eox's surface due to its lack of a protective atmosphere, even more of it is absorbed from Eox's wastelands, as the creature seems mysteriously drawn to those regions still heavily radioactive from the cataclysm that ravaged Eox ages ago. Raj, the most important thing that you know about this creature is that it has an aura of radiation. Eoxians survive by absorbing the radiation that is left over on Eox's surface, as well as the living essence of both undead creatures and living creatures. It eats the negative energy that makes undead creatures alive, sort of, and it also eats the regular energy that makes regular people alive.
Do we know if they're aggressive?
Yeah, this is what I'm telling Captain. That thing is constantly spewing out radiation and is incredibly lethal if we get near it.
Cool. All right.
Do we know if Eoxians are aggressive?
They are. They can be. They are kind of spurred. They can be spurred to very abrupt changes in attitude. Let me read the specific thing. Eoxians can survive just as easily on the necromantic energies that animate undead as on the soul energy of living creatures, and most of their diet consists of ghosts, zombies, and other spontaneously generated undead in Eox's wasteland. Occasionally, however...
Ghosts!
Occasionally, however, a stampede of desperate or enraged Elokoths will crash through the protective walls around Eoxian settlements and gorge in a feeding frenzy until the local military can mobilize to bring them down. So most of the time, they are just kind of walking around, grazing things and eating the spontaneous undead that occur in the Eoxian wasteland. But every once in a while, they seem to stampede and rage against settlements to get even more. One other thing, Raj, that you know about these creatures is that you can train these. You can, much like a pet is kind of the wrong word, but it is possible to train one of these either for riding or for companionship. And it is not unheard of for Eoxian officials in the military to use these as displays of power against other smaller Eoxian settlements.
Like a war elephant? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I relay this to the gang and let them know how crucial they are to Eoxian culture in that manner.
At the top
I
of
think
the
we
hill
could talk to it.
is a territorial, gigantic, flesh-burned creature that radiates radiation. And it's right next to the house that you need to go to.
Yeah, are there any signs of life in that house?
You would have to get closer to the house. From where you're standing, you can see that, like I said before, it is a structure. It does not look like it is made of any kind of material that you're aware of, and in fact, it looks kind of squishy.
Ew. Do we want to kick around a couple hours and see if it migrates somewhere else?
No, I feel like it's chilling spot.
Yeah, everybody why don't you make a perception check? Watch it for a couple minutes and see if you can get an idea of its attitude.
What if we could try and draw it in a direction?
Yeah, we're all rolling super high.
Zib, from what Raj said and from what you're looking, from what you're seeing this creature do, it is just kind of meandering around and kind of going in and out of the same spaces around the shack. It doesn't look like it's leaving anytime soon, and every once in a while it does that thing that a cat does where it stamps the ground and then sits for a minute.
Aww.
Which is also extra weird because its feet are like giant spikes.
Yeah. Huh.
Do
Okay.
we think that it might be Sarantha's pet?
Yes. I think maybe can we sneak up and then Raj, can you do something to maybe distract it so it moves for like cast the thing, bring Chavo, well maybe not Chavo, maybe that's too loud. Distract him so he moves away from the shack and then we'll do the Zib special, diplomacy first, Pax second, and see how it goes. And then at least we're only fighting one thing.
Would I know like if they have natural predators or what would irritate them?
If
It makes them undead to go eat.
Yeah, natural predators, it's 50 feet tall and it weighs 30 tons.
So if I just make a bunch of zombies to fart around in front of it, then that might do something then.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they're not stupid. So I want you to keep that in mind. They're not stupid. They are actually they're about as smart as elephants, which are pretty smart.
They'll know
smart.
Chavo has a show like on another planet. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Chavo's busy. You couldn't get Chavo for this one.
Where are we standing in relation to this big boy?
So you guys are down here, or I'm sorry, up here. You're up.
We're on a hill.
The house is here.
Yep.
We want that thing to walk away.
Really,
Jesus.
wherever.
I mean, you could just create a holographic image of it, but sexy. And then it'll still go over there.
With a bow and lipstick, yeah.
Yeah, they are territorial. He could try to summon another, and then it'll try to fight it.
Okay.
Okay, so make it a baby. It's a baby. It's gonna want to take care of the baby.
When it just rolls over there and stops the shit.
Or it's gonna want to kill the baby. Either is acceptable.
I want to make one almost as far away as I can make one in the opposite direction of where this guy is, but enough that he can see it, and then kind of like get him away from where we're at.
So what are you gonna make?
I'm gonna make another one of him.
Okay, but like small?
As big as I can make one, which would be a 10 by 10 square.
Okay. So
Baby.
that's a baby. You summon this very small version of the thing in front of you. Its face is proportionately much larger than the rest of its body, and all of its eyes are gigantic and glossy and glowing. And it makes this horrible wailing sound for its cooing. But you could see how, in a certain light, it would be a cute thing that you made. It looks at that thing, and it kind of scoffs at it.
Well,
Is that enough
Ugly
to,
baby.
is it enough to draw it away if I if I stamp the ground? I can't-
No.
but I can-
It will saved and does not believe the illusion.
I just think that we should maybe take a lesson from our previous house encounter, where killing something's friend is maybe not how we want to, do the opening gambit here.
But we got what we needed out of the house encounter.
Can't argue with that.
I mean, while that is sound logic, look at this fucking thing, man.
I don't want to fight it. We could just pull it away.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm out of ideas. I've tried nothing. I'm out of ideas.
I'm gonna just walk my Stampy up against the door of this house to see if we can try to get in.
I guess you can make it walk across the garden and walk into the house.
Yes,
I guess.
Let's see if that gets anybody's attention.
I mean, even if the person inside figures out that it's not real, they're gonna wonder who.
Why is there smaller?
Ow.
It's like ringing the doorbell. It'll get them out of the house.
Bing bong. Yeah, you send this baby Eoxian in, and you.
It walks out. Hey, who did this? And then just laser bolt through the head from Clara.
And nothing happens. The Eoxian in the back doesn't seem to react to it at all, and it walks into the house, and there is no movement or any reaction from the inside of the house.
Damn. This person really is misanthrope if they just not overjoyed to see a elephant truck, but smaller, a chibi elephant truck walk into their door.
At this point, the
shit.
Eoxian has moved to the other side, following the illusion that it knows is not real, to see where it was going. And now it sees you guys. And it has started to rut and stomp its feet and huff and shake its head, and clearly is displeased that you are within its territory.
So I'm gonna back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if we all just submit?
Like, what if we just make ourselves small? Then it will think we're not a threat.
Well, if it thinks we are not a threat, it will try to eat us.
Or ignore us.
It'll eat you.
Or eat us.
It's definitely an eat situation.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's where we're going to end today. You guys can think about what you're going to do for the next week. You are currently outside of a weird-looking shack with a gigantic 50-foot, 30-ton elephant-like thing that emanates radiation next to the shack.
Yeah, thanks for the elephant puzzle, Logan. Really.
What?
Really...
They say it's a book.
I'm gonna put a radiation element in front of it between the.
Blame Amanda. Blame Amanda. She wrote it. It's Amanda's fault. Again, thank you for watching. Now is the time that we are going to say goodbye and play the promo. Please, everybody, look at the camera and wave and say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
You're coming from the black. You want a place that reminds you of home. You want traditional foods like our Eoxians cadaver digits, fresh fried, heavy recycled, or tacos made the Spartan way, flavored with real asteroid sauce. With quality finding up with a syndicate, but at prices any corporate collar can afford. So after you dock, head over to the eye. We're open all cycle, every cycle, ready to treat you like family, hive mind, or brood clutch. Spacies, you're gonna like the food you eat from the restaurant that I own.
Hey, thanks for watching Dead Sundays. Do me a solid and tell every single person you know about Starfinder and Dead Sundays, and make sure you catch us live on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern only on twitch.tv/LogarTheOgar. Thank you, OBS, for your service towards the streaming community. Please check out and donate to the OBS Project's Patreon. OBS is a free broadcasting software that I've been using for years and wouldn't want to use anything else. Thank you to Sirenscape, who allows us to use their dynamic sound generator to provide the background music and sound effects that you're hopefully enjoying right now. Sirenscape is a wonderful program with a ton of pre-crafted and IP-specific soundscapes available for a monthly subscription to make your tabletop games sound as epic as they play. Thank you to Roll20, a web-based tabletop RPG client allowing users around the world to play tabletop games together as if they were in the same room. Roll20 is a free-to-use service, but offers a low-cost monthly subscription option for extra tools that I use because I use Roll20 all the time. And thanks to Paizo for making Starfinder, for making Pathfinder, and for supporting the United Paizo workers.